Speke's gazelle is an ancient antelope species that originated in the Horn of Africa, a region known for its harsh, arid landscapes and long evolutionary history of desert-adapted wildlife. The species is named after the British explorer John Hanning Speke, who first described it scientifically in the mid-19th century during his explorations of East Africa. Its evolutionary roots lie in a lineage of small gazelles that gradually adapted to life in extremely dry environments, where survival depended on efficiency, speed, and minimal water use. Over thousands of years, Speke's gazelle evolved in isolation along the coastal plains and semi-desert regions of what are today Somalia and eastern Ethiopia. This geographic isolation played a key role in shaping the species, allowing it to develop unique physical and behavioral traits distinct from other African gazelles. The unforgiving terrain and limited vegetation of its homeland favored animals that could thrive on sparse browse and endure high temperatures. The origin of Speke's gazelle is closely tied to climatic shifts in the Horn of Africa. As wetter periods gave way to prolonged droughts, open grasslands transformed into scrubland and semi-desert. Speke's gazelle emerged as a specialist of these changing environments, becoming one of the few antelope species truly adapted to coastal desert ecosystems. This deep evolutionary connection to one of Africa's most extreme regions explains both its resilience and its rarity today. Speke's gazelle inhabits some of the most arid and inhospitable environments in Africa. Its natural habitat consists primarily of semi-desert, coastal desert, and dry scrubland regions in the Horn of Africa. These areas are characterized by sandy or rocky soils, sparse vegetation, and extreme temperatures, where rainfall is low and unpredictable. Unlike many gazelle species that rely on open grasslands, Speke's gazelle is adapted to survive in landscapes with very limited plant cover. The species shows a strong preference for flat to gently rolling terrain dominated by low shrubs, thorny bushes, and hardy desert plants. This type of habitat provides both food and concealment, allowing the gazelle to browse selectively while remaining well camouflaged from predators. Dense grasslands and mountainous regions are generally avoided, as they do not suit the gazelle's feeding strategy or need for open visibility. Speke's gazelle is also closely associated with coastal plains, particularly areas influenced by dry sea winds and saline soils. These habitats support specialized vegetation that the gazelle can utilize efficiently. Its ability to survive without regular access to open water makes it especially well suited to such dry environments, where it meets most of its moisture needs through the plants it consumes. Speke's gazelle has a subtle yet distinctive coloration that blends perfectly with its dry, desert surroundings. The upper parts of the body are typically a pale sandy brown to light fawn color, which helps reflect heat and provides excellent camouflage against the sun-bleached soils and scrublands of its natural habitat. This muted tone allows the gazelle to remain inconspicuous in open, arid landscapes. The underparts of Speke's gazelle are noticeably lighter, ranging from creamy white to pale buff. This contrast between the darker back and lighter belly is sharply defined, creating a clean, elegant appearance. A thin dark line often separates the upper body coloration from the white underparts, adding to the species' refined patterning without being overly bold. Facial markings are delicate rather than dramatic. Speke's gazelle usually has a lighter face with faint darker streaks running from the eyes toward the muzzle, along with a pale ring around the eyes that gives an alert expression. The tail is short, with a darker tip that stands out slightly when the animal is in motion. Overall, the coloration is understated, functional, and perfectly adapted for life in desert and semi-desert environments. Speke's gazelle has a compact, lightly built body that is well suited to life in harsh, arid environments. It is a small and slender antelope, with a fine-boned frame that allows for efficient movement across sandy and rocky terrain. The body is low to the ground, giving the gazelle a stable stance that helps it navigate open desert plains with ease. The legs are long and slim in proportion to the body, designed for quick bursts of speed rather than long-distance endurance. These narrow limbs reduce body weight and energy expenditure, an important adaptation for survival where food resources are scarce. The hooves are small and firm, providing good traction on loose sand and dry soil. The neck of Speke's gazelle is relatively short and graceful, flowing smoothly into a narrow chest and gently sloping back. Males possess slender, slightly curved horns that rise almost vertically before angling backward, adding to the gazelle's elegant silhouette without adding unnecessary bulk. Overall, the build of Speke's gazelle is streamlined and efficient, reflecting a species shaped by extreme desert conditions and the need for energy conservation. Speke's gazelle is one of the smaller gazelle species, with a delicate and lightweight build that reflects its adaptation to arid environments. Adults typically stand about 50 to 55 centimeters at the shoulder, giving them a low, compact profile that helps reduce exposure to harsh desert winds and heat. The body length usually ranges from 80 to 90 centimeters, not including the short tail. Speke's gazelle is notably light. Adult individuals generally weigh between 15 and 25 kilograms, with males tending to be slightly heavier and more robust than females. This relatively low body mass is an important survival advantage, as it reduces energy and water requirements in regions where both food and moisture are scarce. Speke's gazelle displays cautious and highly alert behavior, shaped by living in open, arid landscapes with little cover. It is naturally shy and secretive, often remaining motionless when potential danger is detected. Rather than relying on confrontation, it depends on vigilance and awareness, frequently scanning its surroundings while standing or resting. This constant alertness helps it detect predators early in environments where hiding places are limited. Socially, Speke's gazelle is usually seen alone or in very small groups, most often pairs or small family units. Large herds are uncommon, as sparse desert habitats cannot support many individuals in close proximity. Males may show territorial behavior, quietly marking and defending small areas without dramatic displays. Encounters between males are generally brief and restrained, avoiding unnecessary energy expenditure. Daily activity patterns are closely linked to environmental conditions. Speke's gazelle tends to be most active during the cooler parts of the day, such as early morning and late afternoon, spending the hottest hours resting in shaded areas beneath shrubs or low vegetation. During rest periods, it often positions itself to maintain a clear view of its surroundings, balancing the need for shade with the need for safety. Another notable behavior is its strong tendency to remain within familiar home ranges. Rather than roaming widely, Speke's gazelle follows predictable movement patterns, which helps it remember safe resting sites and escape routes. This behavior reduces risk in an unforgiving environment but also makes the species vulnerable when habitats are disturbed or fragmented. Speke's gazelle is generally a quiet and unobtrusive species, relying more on stillness and alertness than on vocal communication. In normal conditions, it produces very few sounds, which helps it avoid drawing attention in open desert environments where predators can easily locate prey. Silence is a key part of its survival strategy. When alarmed or suddenly startled, Speke's gazelle may emit a short, sharp snort or nasal blow. This sound is brief and low in volume, serving more as an immediate reaction than a long-distance warning. It can alert nearby individuals to potential danger without revealing the animal's exact position. During close social interactions, such as between a mother and her young or during brief encounters between adults, very soft bleating or low grunting sounds may occur. These vocalizations are subtle and usually only audible at close range. Overall, the sounds of Speke's gazelle are minimal, quiet, and purposefully restrained, reflecting a species adapted to survival through discretion rather than display. Speke's gazelle is capable of quick, agile bursts of speed that help it escape sudden threats in open, arid landscapes. Rather than relying on long-distance chases, it uses short, rapid sprints to put distance between itself and danger. This style of movement is well suited to semi-desert terrain, where brief acceleration can be more effective than sustained running. Its speed is complemented by sharp turns and swift directional changes, allowing it to evade predators in areas with scattered shrubs and uneven ground. The gazelle's lightweight body and slender legs enable it to accelerate rapidly, making it difficult for predators to anticipate its path. While Speke's gazelle is not among the fastest of all gazelle species, its speed is efficient and purposeful. It is optimized for survival in harsh environments, where conserving energy is as important as escaping danger, and where well-timed bursts of speed can mean the difference between life and death. Speke's gazelle is primarily a browser, feeding on the sparse vegetation available in its arid and semi-desert habitats. Its diet consists largely of leaves, shoots, and twigs from low shrubs and thorny bushes. This selective browsing allows it to extract essential nutrients while avoiding tougher, fibrous plants that are harder to digest. The species is well adapted to survive on vegetation with low water content, which is critical in its dry environment. Speke's gazelle will consume fruits, flowers, and tender grasses when they are seasonally available. Its feeding habits are opportunistic and flexible, enabling it to take advantage of ephemeral food sources following rare rainfall events. This adaptability is essential for survival in regions where food availability is highly unpredictable. The gazelle's diet also provides most of the water it requires, reducing its dependence on open water sources. By relying on the moisture content of plants, Speke's gazelle can endure long periods without drinking, a key adaptation for thriving in arid coastal plains and semi-desert regions where natural water is scarce or absent. Males become territorially active during the breeding season, establishing small territories and subtly marking them with scent glands. Unlike some other gazelle species, intense or prolonged fights between males are rare. Encounters are usually brief, with the dominant male maintaining access to receptive females. Courtship behavior is generally understated, involving gentle approaches and mutual sniffing rather than dramatic displays. Gestation lasts around 5 to 6 months, after which a single fawn is usually born. Twins are rare due to the energetic constraints of the environment. Newborns are born with a soft coat that blends with the surroundings, and they are able to stand and move within hours. The mother hides the fawn in dense shrubs or low vegetation during the day, visiting it intermittently to nurse, which helps reduce predation risk. Young gazelles are weaned at about 3 to 4 months, gradually learning to forage independently while staying close to the mother until they are strong enough to survive on their own. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.